Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're reacting to United States versus Paraguay, FIFA World Cup 2026 Group D. Estados Unidos contra Paraguay en la Copa Mundial de la FIFA, Grupo D, Partido 1. The last opening match, or what we would consider the last opening match, if you wanted to say these four matches were the opening matches of these past 2 days. Either way, here we are. United States versus Paraguay. And then tomorrow we're full into every day having 4 games a day until Wednesday the 27th of June, or Tuesday the 26th. Yeah. We'll have 4 games a day, plus 1 Grand Prix, I think, in that time frame. 1 F1 Grand Prix in that time frame. With that being said, is Captain America scoring? Is Pulisic scoring? I say... I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm 50-50 on it. I lean towards no. I lean towards no. Either way, here we are. Teams are walking out. We're getting ready to go. Starting 11s are as follows. Starting 11s are as follows. We got Matt Freese in goal for the United States. Alex Freeman, Chris Richards, Tim Ream in a back 3. Serginho Dest, wing back, right wing back. CDMs of Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams. Anthony Robinson, left wing back. Malik Tillman, Christian Pulisic. The attacking midfielders and striker Folarin Balogun. For Paraguay, their starting 11, Orlando Gil in goal. The back 4 of Junior Alonso, Omar Aldrete, Gustavo Gomez, Juan Cáceres. The midfield 4 of Miguel Almiron, Damian Bobadilla, Andres Cubas, Diego Gomez, Julio Enciso, and Antonio Sanabria, the strikers. About to play the anthems at SoFi Stadium. In a fair world, they'd be playing this game at the Edward Jones Dome. Well, or whatever stadium they built for the Rams in St. Louis. But here we are. This isn't a fair, just world, so they're playing this game at SoFi Stadium. Now you say, Ryan, even if it was a fair, just world, they probably would still be playing this game in LA. But it wouldn't be the Rams Stadium, wouldn't it? Maybe true, but it wouldn't be the Rams Stadium, wouldn't it? It'd be the Coliseum. Or the Rose Bowl. But either way, that's enough about that. That's the only time I'll complain about the Rams leaving St. Louis tonight. That's the only time. We'll leave that alone from here. With that being said, Paraguay's anthem. Tomorrow we got 4 games. Live RSR, live. And then Sunday we got 5 streams, 1 of F1, and then the 4 games on Sunday, and then the 4 games on Monday. And then the 4 games on Tuesday, and then the 4 games on Wednesday, and the 4 games on Thursday, so on and so forth. Yeah. I mean, a lot of countries use red, white, and blue stripes. And tricolores. So. Either way, go USA, says Rory. When it comes to CONCACAF, I agree. And the Jays gave up 3 runs. Why'd you not play for USA? Because I never played the sport. I never played the sport. Can't play if I never played the sport. Canada over celebration versus Bosnia was so cringe. Well, that goal led to our first ever World Cup point. So, no. No, it's not. No, it's not. Tom Cruise and Beckham are there. Oh, well, there you go. Why the hell is Fox so behind? Laren thinks he's him. Well, for now, he is. For now, he is. For the 5 seconds or whatever, didn't know they were associated. Maybe. Still cringe, don't care if they get third in the group still. Well, if you get 4 points. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It would be funny if they won out from here. And teams are shaking hands, and here we go. And Blue Jays lead 5-3, by the way. Here we go. Bottom of the 5th. Getting ready for this game to go, and here we have ads in between the anthems and the starting 11s. Here we go. USA versus Paraguay. The host nations will finish their trio of games with a assist from South Korea. At the end of the day, Group A completely finished their first 2 matches. Group B and D, the hosts play their matches, and tomorrow we will get the rest of the group. Matt Freese in goal for the United States. Anthony Robinson, Tim Ream, Chris Richards, Alex Freeman, Tyler Adams, Malik Tillman, Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Serginho Dest, and Folarin Balogun for the United States. My boy Chris Richards back. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt early or re-injure himself early. Well, I mean, it can't be worse than Canada versus Bosnia. Orlando Gil, Gustavo Gomez, Omar Aldrete, Junior Alonso, Juan Jose Cáceres, Miguel Almiron, Damian Bobadilla, Andres Cubas, Diego Gomez, Julio Enciso, Antonio Sanabria for Paraguay. Like an 8-game win streak? No? Sounds about right. Sounds about right. And Paraguay wearing their blue jerseys. And Enciso starting. Wildly enough, Julio Enciso is starting this match. USA wearing their Stars and Stripes kits. I would hope so. Here we go. You should see what he said about Canada. I thought I want the USA to lose, even though I usually go for them. Somebody at work pissed me off. They talk a bunch of shit about other countries while not knowing anything about the sport. What did they say about Canada? What'd they say about Canada? I thought DeFugero was good. Luke's a great player. I thought he was good today. And we're off. USA kicks it forward, and they just all run forward. Respect it. Are they trying to do the PSG long kickoff? Is that what they're trying to do here? You are not that team. No. 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 Let's not. No. No, you ain't that team. They legitimately are trying to do the PSG long kickoff. Put it out of play and then try to press it forward. And Tim Ream's the guy running back at the ball. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's an amazing idea. 0-0, 0-0. That's an amazing idea. Call Canadians a bunch of liberal P words that don't know anything, and that's what will always be the U.S.'s. I was like, that was uncalled for. Oh, so that's what your coworker said. Okay. Damn. It wasn't even about the team. He legitimately went after the whole country. Fucking hell, man. Like, I know. See, that's why I'm worried. Like, no, you shouldn't joke about the 51st state as the president, but that's why. That's what. No. Are you scared of Switzerland? Depends on how they play against Bosnia. If they play like Canada did, get stonewalled, I'm not. If Switzerland beat Bosnia 3-0, I'm scared. Because for me, Canada. For me, Canada and Switzerland are very similar. If Switzerland goes through the same problems as Canada did, I feel a lot more comfortable about the Switzerland game. If Canada beats Bosnia, or Switzerland beats Bosnia and Canada can't, that just shows Switzerland is better than us. Which, I mean, we kind of know that. They have more quality, but goal kick for freeze. When is Germany Curacao? That is Monday, I think. No, Sunday. My bad. Sunday. My bad. Mexico might be the best CONCACAF nation at the World Cup. They might be. Shot saved. So, I mean, right now. Yeah, Germany Curacao is the first match on Sunday after the Formula One Grand Prix. It's 12 o'clock on Sunday. The Germany Curacao game. Germany Curacao games at 12 on Sunday. Put that in your time zone. I don't know what it is. Ball crossed in. And that's offside. Interesting. Good first look for the USA. I want to tear my hair out. I know how you feel when it came to Canada earlier. I know how you feel. Blue Jays, single. Double by Vladdy, single by Kirk. Let's go. 7-3 Blue Jays over the Yankees. Let's go. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And only one out, and there's still one on first. Let's go. Danny McAlee from the Netherlands is the center ref here for the USA-Paraguay game. Second FIFA World Cup. He had 2 matches in 2022. Has USA seriously not found a Tim Ream replacement? Why is he here? If they did, he wouldn't be here. So, no, they haven't. I don't know why the hell he's still here. And he's a freaking absolute disaster. So, it's going to be a while. Fifth minute, plays it right back to freeze. Chris Richards plays it right back to freeze. Like, no, they haven't found a Tim Ream replacement. No, they haven't, because they haven't. That's why he's still here. As an absolute freaking disaster, possible calamity, that's why he's still here. Why do you think they wanted Chris Richards to play and race against time to try to play this game on a torn ankle? Because if Chris Richards wasn't playing this game, I don't think Paraguay would be the disaster. But the fact that Chris Richards is starting this game, if he gets through about 70 minutes and it looks like they're just taking him off to take him off, which I don't think they would if he's a center back, but neither here nor there. If he plays this game and looks healthy and comes off healthy. Oh, the Marlies scored. Ben Danford against Chicago. First pro goal. Ben Danford. Lovely. I hope that's a leading goal. But again, Tim Ream is going to be a complete disaster. And if Chris Richards isn't there, he's going to be more of a disaster. I can't believe they haven't found a Tim Ream replacement. I don't get it. I don't see the leadership qualities. I know he's Pochettino's captain, which is crazy because Christian Pulisic is Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic not having the armband, like, I'm not going to say. But either way, do you think the MLB will take a backseat for the World Cup? I mean, no. There are people in America who still love baseball. Playing forward. Paraguay. Paraguay playing forward. Here's Paraguay. Has the ball. Chips it wide. Chips it over the top. Paraguay giving away to the United States. The United States have the ball. Freeman plays it forward. Here comes the USA. Here comes the USA. Playing forward. Here they go. Versus two guys. Gets into the box. Cross. Centered shot. Tapped in. It's tapped in. Goal. United States. 7 minutes in. 1-0. 1-0. Who got it? Who got it? Balogun had a tap in there, but is it going to be like hockey or is it Pulisic, Anthony Robinson? Somebody's going to claim it. I know Balogun was at the end of it. Freeman? Freeman, maybe. Like there's four guys, like that was a well-worked goal. That just shows you that was a well-worked goal. Bro, that was like 2 minutes ago. Freeman playing through. Pulisic busts into the box, crosses it in, and Freeman is right there, and it's off a defender. Now that's an own goal. Now that's an own goal. Now that's an own goal. Freeman shot off a defender that redirected it into the net. That's an own goal. Alto goal, Paraguay. Damian Robadia, own goal. 1-0. USA up 1-0. 1-0. Robadia own goal. Alto goal, Robadia. Well played by Pulisic and Freeman. Well played by both of them. Well played by both of them to get the USA to force the own goal. One 1-0. Good play. You're so behind. Yeah, well, be mad at Fox. I don't know why they're so behind. Like, I'm on the live. Like, it's the live tab is red on Fox. Don't ask me why they're so behind. Does Pulisic just not care about club football? Hey, I mean, he's not the first one. I mean, Gareth Bale was the same way. USA Golf Milan. How about that? Goes down. Free kick. Thought it was McKennie, but it was an own goal. You're really behind. Well, Fox sucks ass then. Maybe it's my local Fox. Maybe it is. Contreras with a yellow card. Maybe Fox 2 is the shittiest Fox affiliate out there. Maybe it is. I mean, their news is so low rent. Maybe their freaking feed is low rent. We'll see how bad it is on FS1. Or maybe YouTube TV is just really behind. I don't know. Either way, let's see what they say. Fat Mom says 9:59. I'm at 9:35. Just get Peacock and mute it. You don't listen to the commentary anyways. I could watch TUDNA or I could watch Univision or Telemundo off my YouTube TV as well. I can. Ball crossed in. Then again, I don't know. Maybe if I need to do that, maybe I will. Header. I'll still keep it on Fox in my room to make sure I ain't oversleeping. But other than that. Then again, doesn't really matter there. Screw it. We'll put on Telemundo. I still need Fox for the third round, but either way, yeah. What's going to happen then? Since you care so much. One 0, 11 minutes. Telemundo, Telemundo. Where are you, Telemundo? I know I have it. There it is. All right. There it is. 1-0, 10:45. Am I any closer? I don't think so. Playing forward. Ball crossed in. Cleared away. Is 10:58 any closer? 11:03. Pulisic. He's playing hard. Yeah, I agree. Let's not do the LeBron James of soccer thing. If we go by the play-by-play, no, it's not even closer. So, no, it's not even closer. So, it doesn't matter. It's not even closer. Of course it ain't. I guess it's just YouTube TV then. I'm putting it on Peacock right now. And I ain't getting Fox 1, so you'll take it as it is. I will be probably 30 seconds behind to more than that. It is what it is. Deal with that. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Throw in. 12:08. Actually, I think maybe Fox is a little bit closer. I don't know. I thought Laredo was garbage. FOMOB doesn't say I'm 3 minutes behind. Playing forward. Bobadilla, free kick. Oh, look, it's little Marco sitting with Infantino. I'm on like 40 seconds, but you're good. So FOMOB says I'm not that behind, but either way. It looks like Fox is actually a little bit ahead of Telemundo, but then again, YouTube TV might just be a system that's completely behind, but I'm not buying Fox 1 to fix it, and frankly, I'm not getting on Peacock right now. So, are you watching on cable? That might be the... Are you watching on cable? Does the score show that Canada's the weakest host nation, or Paraguay that bad? I think Paraguay is that bad. I think Paraguay is just that bad. I think there's a difference there. Of course they did. They left Yepez in to face 2 batters and then get pulled after 2 batters without getting 1 out, of course. Playing forward. At least we got 2 runs. So, shot wide. I think Paraguay are just that bad. I'm not saying they're worse than South Africa. At least they're trying. But Enciso puts it wide. So either way. Watching on Peacock. All our TVs are synchronized in the house. I mean, I don't think my TVs are synchronized, but nah, Bafana are awful. Paraguay looks worse. I mean, part of it is I don't think South Africa tried at all. Paraguay's actually trying. They're just awful. There's a difference. Even Curacao better than them. Well, okay, at least Well, I think we all knew out of these three teams. I'm saying everybody's watching it. Okay. What I'm saying is when you're streaming stuff, it's easier for it to be a bit behind because of the fact it's internet protocol, even if it's on like a different app. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, I might be behind, but I'm not saying I may be 3 minutes behind overall. But YouTube TV is cheaper than cable, and it has everything I need. So, at least of TV channels. So. It's not like it would be better with Fubo anyway. 16 minutes. And DirecTV is ass. I don't know what to tell you. If Spectrum had Fox Soccer Plus, I would have cable right now because actually that was pretty cheap. Here's a chance. Dest crosses it out for a corner. I mean, honestly, either way, 1-0 USA, 1-0. I thought Dest is a good player, but I mean, he kind of got put into an angle where he couldn't get it in, and then Balogun was basically circled by 4 defenders, but I think that happened instantly. Either way, he got a corner. What do you mean? Now, Dest is a good player. Playing forward. Header. Shot over the bar. Awful first touch. Well, I mean, it was a bad first touch, though. Fair enough. But either way, 17 minutes in. One 0 USA. Water break, I guess, or is it an injury? They haven't gone to commercial, so I guess it's just injury. It was a bad play. I wonder if because of the injury, will they take away the hydration break? Oh, head-to-head contact. That Korea game was perfectly synchronized. In play outs, ground out for Ahmed Rosario. 2 out, 2 on. The Blue Jays are going to maybe get out of this inning without any disaster. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. It's Yankees Blue Jays, one wouldn't it? Maybe Dempsey is right about ballers not giving 100% for the national team. Well, I mean, the big problem with the USA is they don't always give 100%. That's the big problem with them. They have talent. I'm not saying World Cup winner talent, but they have a high ceiling. And Berhalter wasn't a great international coach. I think he's better at a club, and you can see that with Chicago. He's building them to do something good. But I think the USA, their main problem is they only care when they care. This is a moment where they care. Now, the question is, will they care a lot about the opening game, just like they did in Copa America. Now, that was Bolivia. That was easier than this. But to say Uruguay could catch them on a quick play. Well, that was more of a worry 2 years ago, but playing forward. '20th minute. Brought down. USA, that's out for a goal kick. Now, of course, the Uruguay, well, they could play each other at the World Cup in some way, shape, or form, but not the group stage. That's going to be 2 runs for the Yankees. Or not. Maybe not. "5-7, Blue Jays lead by 2. '21st minute. Throw in for the USA. Which Canadian players? So it is 5-7. Okay. Which Canadian players did you like? I thought Promise David was amazing. I thought DeFugero was good. I thought Kone was good. I thought Laren, at least he scored. Oluwaseyi, if he would have finished it, it would have been better to say he was good, but I thought he was good. Crepeau was good. Playing forward. Ahmed was good. Ali Ahmed was good. Schaffelberg. Couldn't really do much. Playing forward. That'll be cleared away. Oh, Paraguay. Playing forward. '22nd minute. "1-0. 1-0, 23rd minute. USA's dominating Paraguay, even though they only have 1 shot on goal. Paraguay has 2 against the run of play, but overall. Yeah, Sun's team is Trinidad, which, Crossed in. Yeah, Sun's team is Trinidad, so. Hydration break. Here it is. You said it, not me. Hydration break. Telemundo has no commercials. Yeah, but Fox does. Jays lead by 2. Now they lead by, oh, they flat out, okay. So, when this gets back, every water break, add add El FIFA. I mean, I think Trinidad's cool. I thought they were better than they were at World Cup qualifiers. They kind of shot me about how bad they failed there. But, yeah, Trinidad's cool. I agree. USA leads 1-0, 1-0. Dominating at everything but shots. They've had 2 shots against them against the run of play. And the international, or the hydration break, is over. 26th minute. The international abomination known as the hydration break inside a closed-air stadium, by the way. Well, you know, their freaking SoFi Stadium's a dome. What do you know? It's like they wish they were still playing at the Edward Jones Dome. You said you were done with that, yeah. Oh, look. Bill Gates is at the game. Nobody wants to see Bill Gates' face. Take the camera off of him. Thank you. Throw in for the United States. Robinson throws it in. Over the top. Played forward. United States has it. Pulisic. Short play. Shot goes through. Goal. Balogun, but it's offside. Or not. It stays a goal. Oh, nope, it is offside. They finally see the flag. Balogun scores, but it's taken away for offside. Offside. Yep. Well, I don't, but it's FIFA. So if they say it's offside, it's offside. There ain't no review here. Because they have the 3D lines and stuff. That right there, more likely than the opening part of the play, yeah. I think Balogun himself was offside, yeah. 28th minute. 1-0 USA, 1-0. Playing forward. Twenty-ninth minute. Player down hurt for the USA. Throw in. Alex Freeman injured, but he gets up. He gets up. Hobbles it off. Enciso tried to go for the ball. Freeman tried to go for the ball against Enciso. Gets caught up in the tackle. 29th minute. Clear offside. I don't know about clear, but it looked offside. 1-0. But it looked offside to me once I saw the replay. 29th minute. '30th minute. Playing forward. Here's a chance. Shot. Goal! 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 United States! And that one's going to count for Balogun. Balogun scores. That's what they recruited him for. He shows up at the World Cup and scores. What a finish for Valerian Balogun. 2-0. 2-0. That's what I'm talking about. Ball crossed in. Boom. Perfect finish. Boom. Well, nobody said Paraguay was a good team. 2-0 Balogun. 2-0. USMNT cooking Paraguay. Now it counts. 2-0 Balogun. 2-0. USA is just better. Like we thought that the whole time. Who am I kidding? But I mean, who's really surprised? I mean, who's surprised? I mean, we all knew the USA was better. 10 goals and 28 appearances for the USA for Balogun. They said no CONCACAF team would qualify if they played their qualifiers. Well, the CONCACAF teams finish above Paraguay, current Chile, current Peru, Venezuela. Like if they merged qualifiers, yeah, all the minnows in CONCACAF wouldn't go anywhere. Trinidad would be screwed. Jamaica would be screwed. But to me, USA, Mexico, and Canada, all three of them, and maybe even Panama, would finish above Venezuela. They'd finish above Paraguay. They'd finish above current Chile. They'd finish above Peru in current time. They'd probably finish above Ecuador. At least some of them would. Bolivia? Well, they all would probably lose in Bolivia just because Bolivia is a war crime. The altitude in Bolivia is a war crime, but okay. Comparatively to Mexico. Even Mexico would probably lose in Bolivia. They probably have the best chance of winning in Bolivia of the three. But they'd still finish above Bolivia because you still have away games. But they finish above Bolivia. They'd finish above Argentina, Brazil, Colombia. Those are the three teams. And I'm like, okay, probably not. They would still probably finish above. But the three big CONCACAF teams. But I don't think all of CONMEBOL is going to outperform CONCACAF in qualifying. So, well, CONMEBOL's top heavy too. Again, we dominated Bosnia. We just couldn't finish. And I don't think our styles, I think the style we want to play under Marsh didn't exactly lead to anything good when it came to playing against Bosnia. I don't think Qatar is as defensively sound as Bosnia is. And I don't think they're as tall. We could probably score more on Qatar. If we finish, we'll score more on them, and we would beat them. Well, we'd have to score, but you get my point. Switzerland, I think our two systems are very similar. They might be better, but we also are not going to be going at a brick wall in that game either. So I don't think we're as bad. I mean, yeah, the draw sucked, but at least it turned out to be a draw. It could have been a complete disaster, but I think the FIFA World Rankings are bullshit. We're higher than Paraguay on the world rankings. I think we're better than Paraguay. I think, and look at Paraguay, they don't do what Bosnia does. You give Canada this game, they probably would win it. If they could finish, they'd win it just about where the USA would win it. I think Bosnia was the toughest draw of the three. That's what looks bad. If we're being honest, I think what looks bad for Canada is that Bosnia was the toughest draw of the three host teams to start with. South Africa honestly looked tougher than Paraguay before it even got played, in my opinion, only because I knew Paraguay was probably going to flop. I didn't know if South Africa was going to flop. I didn't realize South Africa was going to be as passive as they were. So, overall, I knew Canada had the toughest game. I didn't realize how tough it would be. So, USA is cooking. Paraguay looks outgunned. Playing forward. Blocked away. Paraguay don't even know what they're doing. I want Canada to be cooking. They were it felt like they were back at Copa America. It felt like they were. But again, here's the problem. USA is playing to their potential right now. Question is will they in the second half? They're so Jekyll and Hyde, they change per half, not just per game. Will they in the second half? I mean, it's enough to win anyway, but corner. Cross in, header, oh, just wide off the corner. The result stays like this, and Turkey, Australia becomes an absolute banger of a match. It already was going to be. Like, it sucks that it's so late because I'll be live for it, even though we have a Formula One Grand Prix the next morning. That's why there's only a review, but, or a live stream. But let me tell you, it does. Like, it looks awesome. It looks like an awesome game overall, and very interested to see how it plays out. I thought it was always going to be a good match, Turkey, Australia. Like, I don't know how you don't look at that match and say it's an awesome match. I'm going live for every game. 104 of 104. When it gets to the final match day of the group stage, you're only going to put one on the thumbnail. Yeah, but I'm watching both group games at the same time on the multi-view. So really, I am doing both at the same time when it comes to the final match day of the group stage. It's just one isn't advertised. So yes, I'm watching every game. Plus some F1 Grand Prix this month. Like, I don't think I have an off day from not streaming until, like, the day before this third place match. Like, the Friday before the finals. Like, the first off day from streams that I have for the next 40 days. And even then, I still got to do the prediction video for the final. But that's, like, my first mostly off day. I'll be streaming for 39 of 40 days or whatever. Game after game after game. It's crazy. So, if there's a game, I'm live for it. It's like Cinderella and the clock struck midnight on Canada. A great team knows how to finish their chances, and we just didn't. We had a good build-up, but the end game is nowhere close to the level. Fair enough. I agree on that. Fair enough. Maybe Copa America was like what we can be, but it wasn't good enough. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the way we're playing now is the way we played at Copa America. We just finished enough to get to a semifinal. And even then, we won on penalties against Venezuela. And then it was Argentina. Of course, we were losing the opener to Argentina. We beat Peru, we drew Chile, we drew Venezuela and won on penalties, and then we lost to Argentina again, then lost to penalties on Uruguay. Well, there's something called, on the days off in the knockout stage, I'm doing the Canadian Championship games, even though Toronto didn't make the Canadian Championship quarterfinals. Like the Wednesday before the quarterfinals. So like in between the quarterfinals and the semifinals or something like that, like there's a day where Canadian Championship games are played. And then in between the quarterfinals and semis, the 2 days off, there's Canadian Championship games on both days. So I'm not off streaming until the day before the final, or third place. And then we're live for the third place and then the final. And then, of course, there's that Toronto FC game on the 15th against Montreal on the Thursday before the World Cup ends. So, of course he is. So there you go. So there's even that. So if there is club football during the World Cup we're live for, it's Canadian football. Why does Pulisic not play like this for Milan? I don't think he cares about club football. And he was really good for Milan last year, or the 24-25 season. So it's not like he's always been like this, but this season's just not been good for Milan, and he hasn't been good. Santi wasn't good. When does the transfer window open in MLS? July? It's got to be like right close to the end of the World Cup. They always kind of move it. I think July, August is when it'll be open. Late June to August to when it actually closes across the world. So, look at that chart. Yeah, the USA's dominated this game. But hey, look at Canada's chart. Look at Canada's chart from the Bosnia game, the momentum chart. That shows you what Canada should have done if they could have finished, which they didn't. So there could be some new signs before MLS comes back. I hope TFC is active. Probably won't be. Call the Pirate. Ball crossed in. Shot! Oh, blocked away. Freeman. Freeman has the ball. Good save. Paraguay's going to need it. '44th minute. So we'll be back at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock tomorrow, I should say, for Qatar, Switzerland. After, of course, I'll review this match after it's over. But Qatar, Switzerland will be our next stream. Well, then again, I can't exactly say what Switzerland's going to do to Canada until I watch what they do to Qatar and then what they do against Bosnia and then what Canada does to Qatar. Yeah. 44th minute. Either way. Playing forward. Goes down. Spin. Paraguay. Have you seen FIFA officials try to stop counterfeit merchandise sales at the Pito market in Mexico? No, I have not. I have not seen that. I didn't see the news about that or haven't seen it. I'm sure. Shouldn't that be more Paraguay doing worse than Bafana are the same? I think they're doing worse. I think they're doing worse because I'm not going to make a Leo DiCaprio joke. I'm not going to do it. But I think they're doing worse because Paraguay is actually trying and they just suck. They're getting their ass whipped. South Africa did not try at all. That's the difference. South Africa was too passive. They did not even try to beat Mexico. At least Paraguay's trying. Like, personally, 5 minutes of stoppage time. I think if a team is going to dominate another team and the other team is trying to win, that makes it stronger. Like, if a team's just going to give the game away, I don't think that actually says how dominant you really are. Like, yeah, Mexico was dominant. Even then, they kind of sucked. If you ask some Mexico fans, Mexico kind of sucked yesterday and they were dominant because South Africa didn't even try. Blue Jays got out, 2 outs. So any out will get them out of the inning without any damage. Good. 2 out. 5 minutes of stoppage time. I mean, our game's so one-sided. Well, that's what happens when you expand the World Cup. Huh. It's like the thing we've been calling out for years that, if you expand to 48 teams, there's going to be very one-sided games. Huh, wouldn't you know it, it's happening. Like, I know Canada drawing sucks, but at least Canada-Bosnia was competitive by the scoreline. But even then, that was one-sided. The only game, like on the run of play, that game was one-sided. The only game that was competitive was Czechia, South Korea. That was the only game that was actually competitive. Oh, look, Justin Trudeau with Katy Perry. Former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. They really, you know what? Hey, you know what? Good for them. They love each other. Good for them. They really do love each other. Good for Trudeau, I guess. Yeah. The thing about Poch for me is that he seems arrogant, but he also doesn't truly give a shit about the USA. It's like, yeah, you're going to pay me a whole hell of a lot of money because I'm Mauricio Pochettino? Damn right. Like, I don't feel like he truly cares. Like, it's weird. Like, I think he wants to make the USA a good team and he believes in his system, but I don't think he truly cares. Like, if it goes tits up, he's not going to give a fuck. And even if it goes well, he's still probably going to Europe as soon as this tournament's over, if you hear the rumors. So, you know, I think that's part of the problem. For all of Berhalter's faults, at least Berhalter was humble. Berhalter seemed to care about the guys. Even if he got the job as part of a corruption because of his brother being part of U.S. soccer, and it was always going to be Greg. Greg cared about those guys. Greg cared about the United States. He may not have been the best international manager, but that man cared. So overall, for all of Berhalter's faults, that man cared. Balogun, 49th minute. Klinsmann's the only one who gave a damn. Well, I think for all of Bob Bradley's faults, he cared. Bruce, I don't think Bruce shows it well, but I think he cared too. Playing forward. Here comes the USA. Balogun has it. Gets past 2 defenders. Top bins. Goal. Goal, Balogun. 3-0 United States. 3-0. 45 plus 4. 3-0, 3-0. Damn, what a run by Balogun. Jesus, that's amazing. That was amazing. Wow. Blue Jays got out of it with no damage. 7-5. There you go. U.S. has ruthless aggression. I wish Canada had it. Well, thank you for still watching my stream, even though you're turning off the game. Balogun, what a run, too. Just gets past 2 defenders and top bins it. That's the Balogun people have wanted to see. Well, Leverkusen's been... Well, Xabi Alonso ain't there no more. Halftime. 3-0, 3-0, miro tiempo. Well, let's not forget that I don't think Tillman was ever there when Xabi was there. So that's probably why. I think Tillman, here's the funny part. Erik ten Hag was never the perfect coach for Tillman. Then he got fired 2 weeks in. Then, of course, with an interim manager, I don't think Tillman was ever really fitting that system either. I think the funny part was Leverkusen signed Tillman because he was a big name. But as well, I think he would have fit Xabi's system the best. Here's the thing. I don't think Tillman fits either system of what they were trying to play. Either Erik ten Hag's system, which did not work, or the interim system, or the manager they got after ten Hag. So I think it's more of a system fit. I honestly think Leverkusen were signing players that still would have fit with Xabi Alonso, or at least with him they did. At least with Tillman they did. And he was gone by then. He had went to Real Madrid, and that went badly. But it makes me kind of want to, you know what? If Chelsea loses Enzo Fernandez, if they do, you know what? Sign Malik Tillman. I don't care. Chelsea needs to sign Malik Tillman if they lose Enzo Fernandez. I'm going to say it. Enzo or Malik Tillman would have been perfect for Xabi Alonso's system. I believe that 100%. It's just bad timing because Xabi just had left when they signed Malik Tillman. AKA, we lose Enzo Fernandez, sign Malik Tillman. Or get rid of Cole Palmer and sign Malik Tillman. That's just my opinion, though. But that's a Chelsea thing. I think Pulisic's going to Man United. Oh, that would piss me off. That would piss me off. I mean, him pulling a Mason Mount, USMNT is dominating Paraguay. Jeffrey Dahmer is taking his seat. I think a strong USA and a strong Mexico should help a strong Canada. Hope Canada has future prospects in the striker position. I mean, Shola Jimo. If you're watching the under 20s and the under 17s, and Shola Jimo. Yeah. They have one, Shola Jimo. And Santi Lopez of Pumas. They have him too. So I think we have them. With that being said, we'll take a short break and halftime with the stats, get this one going. Sit tight, be back. 3-0, 3-0. Estados Unidos. 3-0 to the United States. Sit tight, be back. And we're back for the stats at the half. There we go. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't see Argentinian papers like I do Mexican papers. So Mexican papers normally get pissed at Mexican teams for losing in CONCACAF and losing to MLS teams and such. They could get pretty crazy. So either way, if somebody showed me an Argentinian paper that got pissed at Paraguay for this game tomorrow, somebody sent me a picture of one, it wouldn't shock me. But I don't know what the culture is in South America when it comes to putting people over the coals, sports-wise. I don't know if it's like Mexico's. Either way, stats of the half. 72% possession and 29% or 28% possession. 7 shots to 2, 4 shots on goal to 1, 293 passes, 89% pass accuracy to 91 passes, accurate passes, 70% pass accuracy. 0 yellow cards to 1, 2 corners to 0. We have 7 shots to 2, 4 shots on goal to 1, 330 passes to 130, 89% pass accuracy to 70, 11 throws to 10, 2 offside to 0. 0 yellows to 1, 0 reds to 0, 5 fouls to 6, 3-0 at the half. 3 a 0, medio tiempo, Estados Unidos. Overall, to me, the United States are absolutely kicking Paraguay's ass. Simple. I mean, it's no more, no less. Like, this is an absolute beatdown. No, I have not, because I don't play, and I've never been in a World Cup. Is it possible in my life I coach it like it's my life on the line? Hopefully. But I'm called a pirate. But play it? No. No. If I played it like my life was on the line and pick up games, I'd look like an asshole. So. Analyze it like my life is on the line? Sure, I've done that. Coaching it like my life's on the line? Hopefully one day. Playing it? No. No. I get you were making a reference, but I had to. But yeah, this is an ass kicking by the United States. This is belt to ass, straight up. That's all I could say. This is crazy, man. Let me see. Speaking of, let's check that. Toronto Marlies, AHL. Let's see what we got. I know the Marlies at least have 1 goal in game 1. (2-2) at the end of 2 in game 1 of the Calder Cup final. Okay, fair enough. That's not bad. And it's in Chicago, 2-2. 1 goal per team per period. Nadeau scores for Chicago. Then Ben Danford tied it for the Marlies. Then the second period, Skylar Brindamore scored for the Chicago Wolves. And Cedric Paré tied it up for the Marlies right at the end of the period, too. Borja Vallis and Verberg, the assists. Okay. Cedric Paré tied it up for the Marlies. So Wolves, Marlies, 2-2. Yes, the Chicago Wolves are the Carolina Hurricanes affiliate. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. The Calder Cup final is between an affiliate of a team who didn't even make the playoffs versus the affiliate of the team in the Stanley Cup final that's a game away from winning the Stanley Cup. How does that make any sense? How does Paraguay in this form fare against the rest of the group? Ass kicked, ass kicked, ass kicked. They're losing to everybody. If Paraguay plays like this against Australia and Turkey, even if they play a little bit better against Turkey, I still think they lose. If they play like this against Australia, they're losing to Australia. Like right now, if they play like this all 3 games, which of course that's tough to say, they might be better the next game. They might be better in game 3. But right now, if you take this Paraguay team, and this is how they play, throughout the rest of the group, they're getting their ass whipped by everybody. In Australia, I don't think they're that bad of a team, but I think Paraguay and Australia are the type of teams who are playing for 3rd place. At least, I mean, I still think Turkey is competitive. They could compete against Turkey, but Turkey is the favorite to finish 2nd, maybe even 1st. Well, I think USA 1st, but, USA-Turkey is probably going to decide the winner of the group. If Turkey is as good, if finally comes through. If Turkey finally comes through, there's the game that decides the winner of the group. I think Paraguay, CONMEBOL, better than CONCACAF, better than every team besides Argentina, Colombia, Brazil. You said it right. But I think you can't say that about all of CONCACAF. Maybe Honduras and Costa Rica you could throw in there, and Panama, arguably, or at least a group of them. You could throw them in with a big 3. And say they're better than the rest of CONMEBOL besides Argentina, Brazil, and Colombia. But I think you're pushing it after Panama and Costa Rica and Honduras. I think you are. Oh, well, there you go. We'll keep an eye on that. Blue Jays get out of it. Top of the 8th, they get out of it with Tyler Rogers. 1-2-3 inning. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from beating the Yankees. Bottom of the 8th. Let's see what happens. But overall, CONMEBOL CONCACAF merger will happen after a while. I mean, I think it's very likely. Berhalter on for the 2nd half. I think it's very likely. Like, I don't see why Paraguay garbage team. Right now, yeah. Kyle Aaron didn't score, came off a defender. Either way, at least we tied it. 3-0. Sometimes if you shoot, it'll bounce off somebody and go in. Who cares? It counts. Who cares? It counts. The logistics of a merger is crazy, though. All that travel time, big 3 give up their relatively easily qualification. Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, that's the thing that makes me wonder if it won't happen. But there are a lot of things that I think. Here's what I think. There's going to be a long time where I think we're already in a pseudo merger. I think we're already in a pseudo CONMEBOL CONCACAF merger. I don't think they're going to give up their World Cup qualifiers. Here's what I think's going to happen. I think they're going to stay separate for the only thing being World Cup qualifiers. Because I don't think the big 3, I don't think the minnows are going to give up a minute chance of qualifying for the World Cup when the big 3 screw it up. And I don't think the big 3 are going to give up having a really good chance of making the World Cup. Like, Canada just got there. I don't think they want to give it up. USA, they saw how people reacted after Trinidad. I think people might understand it if they missed in a CONMEBOL merger. But even with the expanded team, I don't think they want to go through that again. In Mexico, well, you saw what happened with the banter era in CONCACAF. What if they have another banter era in CONMEBOL? So I don't think they're fully going to merge. I don't think we're fully going to merge, but I think Copa America will forever from now. They saw how much money it made. Even if they have the CONCACAF teams go to Central or South America, they saw how much money a dual confederation Copa America could make. Well, that's UEFA, but CONCACAF doesn't sound like, from what I read, and this could change because, I mean, that was probably more of a COVID thing than anything else that necessitated it. But the way CONCACAF qualifiers sound for 2030, they don't sound like the Nations League to me. Now, the women's qualifiers for the World Cup sort of had a Nations League component for the Women's World Cup, but then there's still that final W tournament in November, December of this year. The men's one doesn't exactly sound like a Nations League to me the way I read it. But, maybe that's just for 2030. But I know UEFA is changing to a Nations League style qualifying format, at least for the World Cup, but I think it's the same for the Euros. Hey, I just enjoy good football. Smart person. Smart. I think Gold Cup should disappear. We join Copa America, merge CONMEBOL into a pool of our Nations League, Pool A of our Nations League. I could see that happening too. I weirdly could see that happening too. Because let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. CONCACAF has sort of turned into a confederation of where they care more about the Nations League than the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup, I know there's always been Gold Cups that get stronger rosters and then Gold Cup that gets weaker rosters. But it seems to me every Gold Cup since 2021 has had a weaker roster for the big three at the very least. Canada went weaker roster in 23 and 25. Mexico did and USA did. Ball cleared away by the USA. So I feel like if something I hate it, but honestly, wouldn't mind it. If Copa America was an every 4-year tournament, which I think it will, it is, and I think it will be this way no matter what, even if we keep the Gold Cup. Copa America, I think from now on, will be a 6 CONCACAF team, 10 CONMEBOL team tournament. I think that's what we're going to have. They're not going to ask Japan back. They're not going to ask Australia back. If they want to expand even more than 16, maybe they will. Of course, they couldn't ask Italy because the Euros are the same summer. But, if they pick 16 teams, they have 16 CONCACAF teams, maybe they make it 10 CONCACAF teams and 10 CONMEBOL teams, and they invite 4 more random teams. Like Japan, Australia, Morocco, like that, okay. Wouldn't mind that at all. Yeah, there'd be lucky losers, but that sounds awesome, frankly. But you'll always get 10 CONCACAF teams, and maybe they'll allow the big 3 to be in there because, there's still CONMEBOL teams get automatically qualified. Maybe they're like, hey, big 3, you're already in. USA, Mexico, Canada, you're already in. The other 8 or 7 have to qualify through qualifiers. The big 3, you're already in. VAR check for mistaken identity. Yeah, 50th minute. But overall, And then 4 guests from randomly across the world. Like Japan, Morocco, Australia, and God knows they'll probably be one of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, probably, because God knows. But, and there's a VAR check for mistaken identity. No. Possible red card. Paraguay's looking really good, kind of good right now. Yep, there's the USA for you. And, of course, Tim Ream. Tim Ream slides at a guy. That's a flop. That's not a red card. Are you kidding me? That's a flop. That is a flop. Almiron gets a yellow card for flopping. No. Red card? Oh, my God. Yellow card. No yellow card. Yellow card for Almiron. Yellow card for Almiron. Almiron, yellow card for flopping. Really, I didn't even think you could review a yellow card for mistaken identity. But yeah, you're right. But that's the USA for you. The USA are Jekyll and Hyde. The USA are good for one half. They're bad for another. They can't keep momentum. They can play up to their level, and you're like, they look really good. And then they look like shit for another 45 minutes. And they've started off to look like shit. I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm surprised. Finally, Paraguay's trying to score. Yeah, I saw that, Blitzo. Almiron diving wasn't a card. I know that they were confirmed for the next two back in 2025 or late 24. I mean, when I made the video about it back in late 24, they were already qualified, or they were already announced to be a host or a guest for the next two editions of the Gold Cup. So it was always going to be 25 and 27 because you know how they have every 2 years a Gold Cup. So just like Qatar, they played 21 and 23. They paid for both. Saudi Arabia paid for both because, I mean, might as well, right? You play one the year before and the year after the World Cup. Just like Qatar did. Winner draw in FIFA World Cup opening group match 6 times for the United States. Oh, yeah, they did draw Wales last time. Yeah, okay. So, we knew that. That's not a surprise. Exactly. That's actually a good way to put it. I say Jekyll Hyde. You say heavyweight boxer. 2-for-1 special. Yep, so we got to watch Saudi Arabia play the Gold Cup again next summer. Bobadilla off for Mauricio at the half. I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, Saudi Arabia, well, shouldn't they have their... Well, actually, let's not forget, this time they'll actually have their best 11, if you think about it, because the Club World Cup's not happening next year. Well, not yet. I'm sure they won't announce it now. They kind of want... I've heard them saying they want to do a Club World Cup every 2 years instead of every 4, which then I guess it would end up to being just like the Gold Cup if they did every 2 years. Because, of course, FIFA loves money, right? But then again, wouldn't that be the same year as the Women's World Cups? They're really just screwing that over, too. I don't know. Cleared away. You know, it's kind of funny. Playing forward. Like I was talking about this earlier. Is the next Gold Cup set up to be a really good one? Due to all the World Cup sides now? I mean, it depends if the USA, Mexico, and Canada bring their best 11s. I think there's also a Nations League next spring. So maybe they won't. But I don't see why they wouldn't. Now, it depends on the scheduling. But all players in CONCACAF are in the offseason next summer. There's no other men's tournament to stop the nations, the national teams from calling up their best players. Besides injuries, of course. I feel like if there's going to be a Gold Cup that's going to feel like as interesting as... I think the best Gold Cup is 2021. I do. I think the 2021 Gold Cup was peak. That was the last great Gold Cup, and that was honestly the best Gold Cup. I want a Gold Cup to feel just... Oh, they took Pulisic off for Berhalter. That kind of explains everything. Ball crossed in. That kind of explains it. Ball crossed in. Yeah, they kind of took their foot off the gas, didn't they? Of course they did. But for me, the 2021 Gold Cup was the last good Gold Cup. That was the last peak Gold Cup. And that was Canada's best since 2000, of course. But, you know, overall, I would think so, but it depends on who the squads are. Respect CONCACAF. Robinson cooking. CONMEBOL so overrated. It's only Argentina, Brazil, and Colombia, and Colombia, and Colombia. That's a card. Do you think Tronco Roldan plays? I swear to God, if he does, my head's gonna be on Mars. Why did we bring in Roldan for Diego Luna when Diego Luna was really the freaking centerpiece of what Pochettino was doing for the past 2 years? We brought in Roldan. I'm saying the rule we. Whatever. Well, I'm rooting for the USA here because CONCACAF supremacy, so it kind of works. Why? I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Roldan is a tronco. He always has been a tronco. He never wasn't a tronco. And we're going to put him over Diego Luna, the guy that Poch built around for 2 years. That's like the craziest thing. Both. USA came out flying. Paraguay sucks. And the USA is good. They have a high ceiling. It's just that they never really hit it until they want to hit it. That's the difference. Playing forward. Well, to me, 2021 just felt... I mean, the summer of 2021 was amazing to me in general. Like, with the Euros, with Mississippi State winning the College World Series, with Italy winning the Euros, with Canada making it as far as they did in the Gold Cup and finally announcing themselves to the world as we're here. We're here. We're not a joke anymore. They didn't win, but playing Mexico the way they did, the way they were dominant up until that Mexico game, arguably should have at least drawn and got the penalties in the Mexico game. In the semifinals, Canada, of course, got to the World Cup octo by beating Haiti before that tournament even started. Like, that summer was amazing itself, but I thought the Gold Cup itself was an amazing tournament. But there are so many things in the summer of 2021 that, like, overall, for me, it was streets won't forget. You know, like, overall, for me, it's a streets won't forget summer. Canada beating Haiti to make the World Cup qualifying final round. State winning the College World Series, the only national championship I've seen State win. Hell, the only one they have won. They finally got their deserved national championship in baseball. Goal kick. Italy winning the Euros, which that was a bunch. I still love the moment, even though it turns out that was one of the biggest false dawns of all time and also probably the worst thing that could have happened to Italian football. But the moment itself, and then the Gold Cup, Canada announcing themselves to the world like, we're here. The run that was, you know, I mean, I know they lost to the USA in the group stage, but honestly should have beat that Mexico team. And that Gold Cup final was amazing, too, even though Canada wasn't in it. I think the whole summer of 2021 was just the top of the charts for me. I have a soft spot for it for everything that happened. But I thought the Gold Cup itself was an amazing tournament. I thought it was a really good tournament. You started to see some of the teams that we think are good when it came to the teams that have been growing turn into what they were. Like, you saw a pretty good Jamaica side. You saw Panama doing well. Qatar got embarrassed. United States did well. Mexico did well. Suriname was there, and they did well. I thought they played well. But overall, Sanabria off. I thought it was a pretty cool Gold Cup as itself, but, either way. I mean, last year was fun, but it felt like maybe it's just because I feel like Canada disappointed in 2023 and 2025. Like, 2021 felt like Canada's best chance. Well, best chance is 2007 to win the tournament. Did I really think we got to the semifinals in 2007 of the Gold Cup? We got screwed, but would we have really won that final if we won that semifinal? I don't know. 2000, they won it, but I was 2 weeks old when they won it. 2021 was the first real time I was like, we could win this thing. Like, if we get to the final, we might actually could win this thing. And then we go into 23, and I'm like, we could win this thing. And then they disappoint. They lose on penalties to the U.S. 2025 was like, we should win this thing. We lose to Guatemala on penalties. We let down the group stage after the Honduras game, and we lose to Guatemala on penalties. Personally, I feel like, yeah, those tournaments were good, but it feels like there's a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth from the Gold Cup 23 and 25. Canada very much let Canada down. There was expectations there, and they let down those expectations. I think 25 was worse. But either way. Of course they did. Morocco? Japan? Morocco and Japan have the best chance, I think. TNT 4-4 draw Mexico, legendary. I agree. I would love to see Trinidad make a deep Gold Cup run or make the World Cup. There should be none. I thought so. But I think it's also the B teams. I think also the bad thing about the Gold Cup is CONCACAF teams seem to care more about, or the big three seem to care more about the Nations League, and they're sending B teams to the Gold Cup. Now, they kind of were forced to because of the Club World Cup in 2025. But even in 2023, oh, wait. Was that also a Nations League final in the summer? I think it was, yeah, because I think the Nations League final happened. And 2 weeks later, the Gold Cup started, and I was on vacation in frickin' Seaverville when the Gold Cup started. So that was the problem then. And then they moved it to March, the Nations League final to March, to try to open up the Gold Cup. But then the Club World Cup happened, and the Club World Cup was preferred by FIFA. So maybe 2027, with a Nations League final in March and nothing else in the summer for the men, as long as you're healthy, maybe they will play at the Gold Cup for the most part, the big threes, best 11s, with the MLS being on an off season, with Europe being on an off season. Maybe they will. I need to see how 2027 goes. I feel like we could get a peak Gold Cup in 27 if everybody's there. And it's possible, because it's possible, but I hope we do. Forza Italia. That's how I feel about 2014. Gold Cup semis. He is, though. I always thought he was. Anthony Robinson's amazing. I never questioned him, and I don't know who would. Yes. Yes, we do. Because if it's still expanded to the level it is, we do. I still think Canada, now, there's the problem of Canada playing down to competition, especially if they park the bus. But we can fix that. But overall, I still don't see how we don't. With home and away play, I don't see how we don't. And you could say, well, Guatemala. In a qualifying situation, that would still be a point. So, I mean, when it's a two-legged situation, they normally get their job. Well, I wouldn't say normally, but under Marsh, I mean, they had the two-legged tie to get to the Nations League finals last year, or 25's Nations League finals, the 24 two-legged tie to get there, and they won that. So maybe when it's a two-legged tie, maybe there's more, or home and away. Jedi's fire, McKinney's starting to cook, everyone's on fire. Hydration break. For me, I think partially moving the Nations League to March helps, because I think the problem with having the Nations League, and you didn't really see that sort of play itself out for 25 because Club World Cup at the same time as the Gold Cup. So what I think is moving the Nations League back to March, the Nations League finals back to March, you get the best players playing that tournament, and then you have an open summer, and the MLS being on a summer schedule or summer break schedule. I think you do, as long as players are healthy and they want to come to the Gold Cup. I think a lot of the players on the USA that were their best players, they had to choose the Club World Cup. We haven't really seen them moving it back to March, Nations League, how that helps Gold Cup rosters. Now we have a full open summer for the men. So what's it going to do? I think we got to see what happens before I can really answer that. As I said, Paraguay is not good enough, but the USA, I just think Richie, I didn't think he had it. I thought he was a bit too physical. His passing, I thought, was off personally. It just wasn't the Richie I'm used to seeing, and maybe that's age. Or maybe that's the fact he's now playing World Cup teams instead of playing MLS teams. But I expect Richie to be a big pivot or a big fulcrum of the team, so to speak, right? I expect him to be a big portion of the play defensively and offensively, and he wasn't that. It was more, to me, he was really invisible, honestly, and I expect him to be more than that for club and country. And maybe when you're playing a team like Bosnia and you're Richie and you haven't really played a big game since you left Europe or since Copa, maybe it's harder. I don't know. I think Segura might deserve a run out. That's all. I wish Richie was better. It's not like I wanted him to be bad, but I have high expectations for him. I know what I want from him when it comes to Canada or Toronto FC. And he wasn't the fulcrum of play. He wasn't defensively and offensively the movement point of the play, in my opinion. I don't think Eustachio was much better. I think there was a lot of players, especially in that first half, who were either very nervous and they didn't play well because of it, or Bosnia were just very much a brick wall. They were better in the second half, but especially when Promise came on. But overall, yeah. Pulisic might prefer to go golfing over Gold Cup. Shout out Costa Rica. Bosnia is good on set pieces. Bosnia's good on set pieces, and we were dumb enough to try to cross for like 60 minutes thinking we were Arsenal. It's pretty much what happened. Promise David should have started, turns out. The Sun is brutal, folks. Are we talking about the Sun or the paper? Like the Star, or are we talking about the paper? Because the paper is brutal. Don't buy the Sun. Whether that be the English one or the Toronto one, don't buy the Sun. It is brutal. But, it does. Destin Balogun off for Weah and Pepe. It is brutal. Don't sleep on Bosnia, bro. Well, he was the guy who got bodied off for the goal. Like, the header was put in over him, though. But either way, I don't. Super impressed with the spirit of Eastern European sides like Czechia and Bosnia, having next to no recent World Cup experience, punching World Cup mainstays like Korea in the face. Hey, they're fighters. The thing about Czechia and Bosnia and Croatia, countries like that, they fight hard. They may not be the most pretty football playing countries, but they play hard. They're warriors. Shot. Goal! Paraguay! Paraguay scores a goal. Probably a consolation, but you know what? 3-1. 3-1. Frankly, the way they played this second half, they deserve it. The United States took their foot off the gas, and honestly, you're probably right. Maybe I was a little bit too harsh. Yeah. Weah and Pepe on. Promise David starts. Oluwaseyi stays as a starter. I'm not starting Laren, no. Playing forward. I'd put Segura in over Larea. And that's about it. Maybe David is a 10. David in the midfield. Instead of, maybe David on the wing. I don't know. But Ali Ahmed maybe on the wing. Miller and Ali Ahmed instead of either way. Well, no, Buchanan was pretty good, though. I guess still go Liam and Buchanan. Basically promise David has to start. I don't think Jonathan David. Mauricio's first international goal. That was a good shot, too. Mauricio scored. Came on at the half and scored. Here come the USA. Shot saved. Tillman's shot is saved. Mauricio scores for Paraguay. That was 73 minutes. 3-1. Really good goal, too. Yeah, exactly. Liam wasn't that bad, though. Ali over Liam, I'm fine with that call, but Liam Miller wasn't that bad, though. I thought he was our best player in the first half, or close to it. It's a fallen Giants, okay. I agree. Jonathan David, I think Promise should start over Jonathan David. Paraguay goal. That was bad from Richards. That's what happens when you're a 70% player playing on an injured ankle, huh? Interesting. So Paraguay, as I said, the second half, the USA is not playing like they did the first half. The USA had their foot to the ground, foot down on the pedal, going 100, 200 miles an hour. They were driving an F1 car around the stadium. Now they're driving a shit box. They took their feet off the gas. That first half was their quali lap. The second half is Monaco. The second half is Monaco. Actually, that's good. Great teamwork there. Good awareness. WTF, Tillman and Richards. I thought the USA would have scored, but yeah, I thought there was another goal in this game. Like 5, 10. Realistically, probably 7. They should have won 3-1, frankly. It felt like 20. Realistically, probably 5 or 7. I agree, but that super sub from Promise was amazing. Well, it happens a lot, but I'm just talking about the USA being what a save. I just think, for me, it's not exactly the fact that USA was up 3-0. They would have done this up 1-0. They are so bipolar. I don't exactly get it, but the USA is too damn bipolar. For me, they show up. If they do choose to show up, when they do choose to show up, they start the game well, or they play one of the halves well. Normally, they start well. I've never seen, especially under Pochettino, I've never seen the USA put on a full 90 performance. At best, maybe a full 70. And maybe the 3-0 helped it be only a half performance. Are they going to draw this game? No, I don't think Paraguay scores 2 more goals. I think 1 is probably maybe 2. I don't think they get the 3rd. I don't think there's enough time for that. But the USA, to me, I don't think they've put on a full 90-minute performance ever since Pochettino came in. I don't. They either get their shit rocked, which they've had a couple of times, or they do well for 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and then they just fall apart. Or they take their foot off the gas, and they just get too comfortable. And they still don't look bad in this half, but Paraguay looks a lot better. They really are bipolar. So the inverse of Canada's game, I guess, yeah. Maybe. IMO, no rhyme or reason to why. If Paraguay score a goal right now and the rest of the game is exciting, does that make this a 5-goal, 3-2 thriller? Honestly, yes. But at 79th minute, 2 subs for Paraguay. 79th minute. Speaking of, the Blue Jays won! Yay! 8-5, Blue Jays win. Let's go. Let's go. Louis Varland is goated. Ernie Clement got a double that Springer scored on, so there was that. And the Marlies are leading with 34 seconds to go in Game 1 of the Calder Cup Final. 3-2 Marlies. And it was Vinny Lettieri who scored the goal. Borja Vallis and Marshall Rafal with the assists halfway through the period. Marlies lead. 26 seconds. 80th minute. Ooh. The Marlies might just go to Chicago and win and get the first game of the series. Oh, Kaku Gamara on for Paraguay. He's still kicking? Oh, what do you know? He is. Former Red Bull man, Kaku Gamara, on for Paraguay. For Diego Gomez, the former Miami guy, no less. 80th minute. Playing forward. So Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Thursday. We'll know by June 23rd who wins the Calder Cup. Fullbacks. Gio Reyna coming on. Let's go. Come on, Gio. 80th minute. World Cup group stages are so entertaining. Every touch matters, doesn't it? Yeah. And here's the thing. Like, you would think the knockout games, and they are entertaining, but even the bad games of these group stages so far, I mean, I've been entertained. Like, I'm very happy with this group stage so far, but it's only been 4 games. 16 seconds left. But it is, I mean, yeah, I mean, every touch matters. I mean, it's only 3 group stage games. And I'm happy. The Yankee lose. The Yankee lose. Let's go, Blue Jays. Let's go, Blue Jays. Let's go, Blue Jays. We might be injured to hell and back, but we still own your ass. The Yankees lose, and the Marlies score an empty net goal. The Marlies score an empty net goal to win the game 4-2 against the Chicago Wolves. Empty net goal with 9 seconds to go for the Marlies to take game 1. Vinny Lettieri scored the empty net goal. Bo Grew with the assist. And the Marlies are going to win game 1 of the Calder Cup final. At least one team in Toronto knows how to win in Stanley or in Cup finals. Well, hockey team, I should say. You know, the Marlies have a Calder Cup already. They do. 2018 Calder Cup. Yeah, the 2018 Calder Cup. And at least I got to see a team wearing a leaf on their jersey win a cup once, and I might get to see it again. It's just not the one that I want it to. Well. I mean, I'm happy when the Marlies win the Calder Cup. That means at least our prospects are good. But, you know, I mean, you know what I mean. Either way, you know what I mean. And the Marlies win 4-2, game 1 winners in the Calder Cup final. The Toronto Marlies win game 1. Lovely. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. 1-0 Marlies. Let's go. The future looks bright. John Chaika might be a con man, but the future looks bright, damn it. Reyna looks so slow. Maybe that's why I ain't playing it Mönchengladbach. Either way, 84th minute. John Chaika might be a con man, but damn it, the Leafs' future looks bright. Gavin McKenna with Austin Matthews and William Nylander and John Tavares, Matthew Nyes and Easton Cowan. You got Easton Cowan coming up and actually getting played. You got Ben Danford in defense. You got Bo Grew, who played well this year for the Leafs before the season ended. You know what? The future looks bright. We don't need 93. We don't need 93. We got Gavin McKenna. We got Bo Grew. We got Ben Danford. We got Easton Cowan. We got Matthew Nyes. We don't need 93. The future looks bright. I don't care if it's Tortorella or Joe Pavelski. The future looks bright. I don't care if John Chaika might be a freaking con man. I don't care. The future looks bright. Plan the parade. 10 months later. Ah, fuck, they lost round 1 again. 10 months later. Enough about that. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm fine with watching on TV too. Who's your man of the match? Balogun. Balogun finally showed up as a striker. Balogun finally showed up. There you go. I think that's a pretty easy answer. Balogun. And Cecil's the only player that hasn't played at a Sunday League level. That's harsh. 86th minute. How much money did... You know what? Maybe Vegas fans should start singing the however million down the drain chant for 93. 87th minute. Yellow card, 88th minute. What was that? I mean, I think the USA were amazing in the first half. Second half, they took their foot off the gas, and that's why they gave up a goal. They don't look too bad in the second half. They've had their moments, but the first half was amazing. That was like their quali lap around Monaco. Then the second half was them in Monaco on the slow circuit. Over the bar, Pepe. Like, yeah, they're winning because they're in pole. They ain't going that fast, though. Partially because you can't, partially because no shock, eh? What a miss. Too high of a kick. That ain't a shock. 12 fouls to 14. 1 yellow card to 4. 89th minute. '89th minute. That historic fourth goal. I don't think so. I don't think so. Over the top, goalie kicks it away. That was probably the moment. Wait, chip. Caught by the keeper. 90th minute. Norway's jerseys are pretty good, yeah. '90th minute. 7 minutes of stoppage time. They're injuring. He did it, Canada. They're injuring Reina even more. They're adding time like it's Liga MX. Robble. Fair enough. But I wouldn't say the USA are... Edson will end up playing center back because of Cesar's expulsion, says Vasco. Smart. Thank the Lord. 91st minute. Edson Alvarez will play center back because of Montez's expulsion, says El Vasco. Thank the Lord. If I saw him playing Reyes at center back and Jorge Sanchez at outside back, I would have said Porco Dio. I know that's not Spanish, but close enough. Porco Dio! That would have been my reaction. That close enough. I know that's Italian, but close enough. I think the point gets across. Ball crossed in. Sanchez playing at lateral and Reyes playing center back because Montez got a red card. That would have been Porco Dio. Do you think this is the USA's perfect lineup? The one they started with, yeah. The one they ended with, no. 92nd minute. Italy turned into Greece. They almost never qualified to the World Cup, and somehow they still hate each other. Literally brothers. Porco Dio! Porco Dio! Vaffanculo! Oh, shit. Oh, my God. You're actually right. Italy hasn't qualified for the World Cup in 3 World Cups. We won a fraudulent Euros. Fuck, you're right. Vaffanculo. Che cazzo fai? Vaffanculo! Porco Dio! I like those new patches on the sleeves that indicate whether or not a player's making his World Cup debut. It'd be cool if they aren't going to put him on freaking trading one-of-one trading cards. If they were just doing that because of the moment, I understand it. But no, because they're putting them on one-of-one trading cards and inflating the market artificially, no. No, they do it with the MLB, they do it with the NFL, they do it with the NBA, they do it with MLS now. They do it with, because Topps owns everything. Fanatics owns Topps, which owns everything. And they're putting these into freaking trading cards. Inserts are one thing. You're making fake one-of-one. You're making artificial one-of-one inserts with the patch on the player's jersey to inflate the market in any sport. I don't like that. I don't like that. They did with WrestleMania as well. Yeah, but that was just a WrestleMania patch, but similar idea. Well, it's all about the money. Oh, no way. Yes way. But similar to WrestleMania, yeah. Similarly to WrestleMania, they did a similar thing, but it wasn't debut. It was just WrestleMania patches on the gear, and they made one card with it. '95th minute. Holy shit, you're right, though. Whoever said Italy is Greece now, you're right. You're not wrong. Like, we won a fraudulent Euros, and we haven't made the World Cup in 3. I have no idea. Probably barely anything. Rightfully so. Maybe the John Cena card from last year is probably worth the most, because it probably is. Other than that, Australia plays the USA next on June 19th. Turkey on June 25th for the USA. 96th minute. I'm surprised he didn't either, frankly, because I thought he liked football. I thought he actually liked football, so. '96th minute, a minute to go. 96th minute. 30 seconds. $10 seconds. A great win for the USA. Yeah, I agree. Playing forward. Way up. 97th minute. Playing forward. Reyna. That was peppy. Reyna. Pulls up a shot. Goal! 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 4-1. Gio Reyna scores in the World Cup. Hey, Gio Reyna haters, where are you now, damn it? Gio Reyna showed up at a World Cup and scored. Exclamation point. 4-1. Gio Reyna with an absolute banger. That's what I'm talking about. And y'all disrespect Gio Reyna. No, you ain't, damn it. I may be a Canada fan, but I'm a Gio Reyna stan. You ain't disrespecting him now. That's what I'm talking about. Side foot strike. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Woo-hoo-hoo. Gio Reyna, boys. 4-1. 4-1. He ain't never left. Four to 1, 4-1. Full time, 4-1, 4-1. Esta noche, Estados Unidos ganador. Dominant win, especially the first half, but second half wasn't bad. First 4-goal game in U.S. history at the World Cup. Belt to ass. Absolute cheekiest finish I've ever seen in Lamau Sun taking it back about Gio, dude. Gio Reyna's him. That's what I expect from him. That's what I know he can do. That's what I'm talking about. There's the Gio Reyna I expect to see. That's what I'm talking about. It was garbage time. Who cares? Look at the quality of that shot. Fuck garbage time, man. What about the quality of that shot? Bro. Boom. Wow. Lovely. CONMEBOL could keep talking. Belt to ass indeed. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Hit that hype button to put this up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlists. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this game. That was an unexpected miracle. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this game. And then, of course, tomorrow we have, first off, Qatar versus Switzerland live. Brazil, Morocco, live RSR. Haiti, Scotland, live RSR. Australia, Turkey, live. So the first and last games are just live. The second and third are live RSRs. But we're live for all four tomorrow. Formula One Barcelona Catalonia Grand Prix on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Live RSR. And then the 4 games on Sunday. But we'll get there when we get there. With that being said, I will see you within the hour, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See you.